So good evening. Yesterday we already know how to enter vector, how to create a data frame, and how to check the structure of the data, and basic summary, how we find out that. Today we start from the other object of R, it is matrix, and how to write functions in R. Functions is nothing but a bunch of command grouped together. So in R, the argument is this. This is the syntax. First is the name of the function. You have to name object name. This is the name of your function. Then this is the function. And then under function, there is arguments and the expression. But expression is either a single command or a group of commands. So when we try to write a function, first names, then function, under function, function of what? Suppose this is a function of x and y. So arguments are x and y. And correspondingly, there is an expression with respect to x and y. Functions for a single variable. How we write a single variable function? Just like we write here ABC. ABC is the name. Function is the original comment. And what is the argument? Argument x. And what is the expression? Expression is x square. So ABC is defined as function of x. And what is the expression? Expression is x square. So if you write in R, in this way, first ABC, then function, argument is x, and the function is x square within second bracket. So here we write ABC, assignment operator, function, function of what? Function of x. Then at a second bracket, what is the expression? Expression is x square. Right? Just like this, function, function of x, and x square. So if we run this, this is the function. We build a function. Now, what is the value? How we find out the value? Suppose ABC of 2. It is what is the value of 2 square? It is 4. Object x is not found. Capital X. It's a case sensitive. That's why in my case I'm getting an error. Here we use small lowercase x, and here we use uppercase. That's why the problem. Now it is okay. So ABC 2, that is 4. So what is the value of ABC? Minus 2. That is once again 4. So in this way you can find any value, square of any value, if you create a function. And if you and you can give any name to your function. Similarly, you can create another function, ABC, function x, and second bracket. This is suppose x to the power 3 plus 2, and then ABC 1. See, if we put 1 cube is 1 plus 2, 3. So if we put here 2, it is 2 to the power 3, 8 plus 2, 10. So what is ABC 2? It's 10. So in this way, you can create your own function. So this is the example of single variable. Next, for two variable. Here we use two arguments, x and y. Argument is an x and y, two variable. If you have used more variable, then x, y, z, and accordingly we have to create the function. So for two variable case, what is the function? Suppose the name of the function is d. Function x and y, two arguments, x and y. Second bracket, x to the power 2 plus y to the power 2. So what do you find? D. Here you have to put two value. Put two. It is x2, y2. Value is 8. 2 square plus 2 square. Similarly, you can find minus 2, 3. So it is 13. So in this way, you can create function of your own. And it is hugely used for mathematical operations. Not for statistical operation. This concept is used for mathematical operation. When you do your simulation or difference equation technique or differential equation technique, in that case, you have to use this function concept. And easily you can run this, write this. The concept is very easy. So this is another example with respect to sine value and cos value. Single variable example, function of x, sin x square plus cos x square plus x. So if you put the value, it gives you the value. So you can create any function. Expression is there, and we have to find out the arguments. So then you can automatically solve or find out the values of your function. So up to this, any query?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So now we move to matrix. You all know what is matrix, how to write a matrix, how to solve the matrix. But now I try to introduce to you how we write matrix in R. Not in detailing of the matrix. You all know in mathematics. So how we write in R. So the function for writing the matrix is matrix. So in R, you can write any kind of matrix. And what are the arguments? Basically, the arguments are you have to specify the number of row, you have to specify the number of columns, and then you have to input the data. So in this case, in this example, we are considering or try to make a matrix with 4 row, 2 columns. And what are the values? These are the values. So if we write this, n row equal to 4. Two.
Sir, it's a capital X.
You can write anything. This is an object name. I am defining here X. You can define Z, W, P, your name.
Okay, okay, okay.
This is the object name. You can write anything. But remember one thing, when you input your data, this must be in vector form. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 observations. Right? Why? Because 4 row, 2 columns. So if we run this, then write X. So this is the matrix. 4 row and 2 column. This is the matrix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the question is, suppose your matrix is not like this. You want to make a matrix 1, 2 as a row, then 3, 4, then 5, 6, then 7, 8. Not 1, 2, 3, 4 in a first column and 5, 6, 7, 8 in a second column. So how we do this? It is we have to specify that
স্যার
it is,
আগের জায়গাটা আরেকবার বলবেন ম্যাট্রিক্সে
this is the code X. Matrix is the function name. Then here we willing to make a matrix with n row 4, n column 2. That is number of row is n row 4. Number of column, that is n column is 2. Data is this. Why? Because 4 into 2, 8. That is 8 observations is there. And we make this matrix. But next question is, we want to make a matrix 4 by 2, but 1, 2 is my first row, 3, 4 is my second row, 5, 6 is my third row, 7, 8 is my fourth row. How we make this? How we make this?
স্যার আমার এরর কেন আসছে এরর অবজেক্ট এক্স ইজ নট ফাউন্ড
স্যার আমারও এরর আসছে
Yes, sir.
এরর অবজেক্ট এক্স নট ফাউন্ড
So you defined X in uppercase or lowercase.
লোয়ার তো
So say in the next case you put the lowercase x.
লোয়ারই পড়া স্যার
You just write like this. Capital M is this. Then again write capital M and run. Forgot about X.
না স্যার তাহলেও বলছে এম নট ফাউন্ড
Did not?
এম নট ফাউন্ড
এম নট ফাউন্ড আসছে স্যার
When you run this particular line,
Yes, sir.
when you write
স্যার
this,
আপনি যা লিখেছেন তাই লিখেছি
in this particular line, what is the, is there any error?
No,
ইয়েস
sir.
স্যার এটার পরে এরর দেখাচ্ছে
So you just share your screen. You just share your screen.
স্যার আমার হয়েছে
First is, please share.
স্যার দেখা যাচ্ছে
Not, yeah. Not n rows, it is n row. Run. Now run. Clear?
ইয়েস স্যার ঠিক
बोले आप. So is it clear now to all of you?
ইয়েস স্যার
ইয়েস
Yes,
স্যার
sir.
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার
Yes, sir.
So next is
Yes,
how we,
sir.
Sir,
yes.
so mine is still coming. M not found.
So you just check this comment. See, matrix, then n row equal to 4, then comma, n column equal to 2, then comma, data equal to this.
So I have written that only, but still it's coming error.
Still it coming error. Can you show your screen?
Yes, sir.
This is run m, line number 11. Yeah, next run m.
So
This is
now
running.
it's coming.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now the next question is how we make 1, 2 as first row, 3, 4 as second row, 5, 6 at third row, 7, 8 at fourth row. So next you write by row equal to true. By row equal to true. Run this and run m. You see? Now 1, 2 is first row, 3, 4 is your second row, 5, 6 is your fourth row, third row, sorry, and 7, 8 is your fourth row. So when we make the elements 1, 2 in first row, that is, you arrange your vector as a matrix, first two elements in first row, second two in second row, third next two elements in third row, and next two elements in fourth row. In that case, you have to write another command by row equal to true. That means by row true means it automatically select first two elements at first row, second two elements at second row, third two next two elements for third row, and last two elements for row 4. Clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you please show the previous screen once more? Thank you, sir.
So if we don't write by row, then false will be the default one.
Default one. That means you get this type of matrix. 1, 2, 3, 4. First four elements in first column, second four elements in second column.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next is how to create the transpose of your matrix. So first we create this matrix. You create this matrix x equal to or x assignment operator matrix n row 4, n column 2, and data is 1 to 8, and by row true. To make this, name this M1. Same one. We create this matrix. How we create the transpose? The command is tx. Tx is the command. So in our case, how we make M1 transpose? So M1T is equal to T of M1. Next, write M T, sorry, M1T. The transpose of your matrix. First, make the original matrix, then transpose of the matrix with the comment Tm1. This is the comment. So this is your transpose matrix. Up to this, it is okay?
No, sir. Sir,
Yes.
actually, I've been
Read
trying.
out,
Yes, sir.
please.
So actually, I was trying to write the first matrix only, not the transpose, and it is stating again that the object is not found.
So there is something, you made some error. Can you share your screen?
So 1 minute, I think I found it as well. The assignment part went wrong.
It is very case sensitive.
Sorry, sir.
To make it,
Yes, sir.
স্যার প্রিভিয়াস স্ক্রিনটা আরেকবার শেয়ার করবেন?
yeah. So next is how we multiple two matrix. Suppose we want to multiple x into x transpose. How we multiple this? The operator is this percentage star percentage. Just a minute, huh? So the operator is percentage star percentage. So when we try to multiply with x transpose with x, how we write this? Suppose we name this as S. S is M1B percentage star percentage in the original matrix is M1. To run this, then S. This is the multiplication of X transpose with X. Clear up to this? The operator is percentage star percentage for matrix multiplication. So for scalar multiplication, it is only star. For the multiplication type normally we used. But for matrix multiplication, it is percentage star percentage. So it is clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you please show that screen, our studio screen once again?
Please. Pardon once again.
Sir, can you please show the R Studio screen once again for this command?
The same command is here. The object name is different. Only the object name is different. Command is same. You can also use another function, that is cross product. That is cross prod. If you use directly cross prod of the matrix name, it gives you the same things. So if we write S, rather we can write here R. Comes cross prod which matrix? M1. It automatically calculates the cross product of M1 and its transpose. Only M1 and its transpose, that is matrix and the transpose of its matrix. So cross product function is used to multiply the transpose of a matrix and a matrix. Either two way. One way is first you calculate the transpose, then use this function or sign percentage star percentage to calculate the multiplication of transpose with the matrix. Another is directly with the help of this function cross prod, you can easily calculate the transpose, the multiplication of the transpose of the matrix and the matrix. So this is the function.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, there is an error. Couldn't find function crosspod. What to do now?
You properly write use the spelling CROSSPROD.
Okay, sir.
These all are we using the base functions. See, we are not calling any library. So all are base function already inbuilt in R. So that's
Yes,
why
sir, done.
we are not calling any library or any package. Why? Because we are doing this on the basis of the base R functions. So automatically it is in R. We have not to recall that. Similarly, you can do addition, subtraction. I am not showing here now. I will give you this PPT. You can do your practice. Another thing is inverse of the matrix. How we find the inverse of the matrix, and that for that purpose, this is the command, solve command. Solve is the command of the function name, which is used to find out the inverse of a matrix. So if we just consider this matrix, here we define the object name as Y, n row 2, in column 2, by row 2, and data is this. 84, 100, 100 and 120. And then write solve y. This is the matrix y. What is the inverse of the matrix? Solve. Then y. So this is the inverse matrix, value of the inverse matrix. So in pen paper case, you have to find out the del, then you have to find out the cofactor, minors, etc., etc. Then dividing this by this, you can got this. But in software, in package, it is only one function, only one click. You just set your matrix and then write the command solve of the matrix name, and it gives you the value of the inverse matrix. You see, y is this, so y in value of y inverse is this. Right?
Yes.
Up to this, any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So,
No, sir.
No, sir.
So we already covered vector, data frame, and matrix. Now we move to the visualization part. This is how we draw diagrams. When we have data, how we represent in terms of a diagram. So by default, the function is plot function. This is the base function in R. It is inbuilt in R. The plot function is. So what are the parameters of the plot function? These are the all arguments of plot functions. So x is the x coordinate, y is the y coordinate, main sub is the title and subtitle, x lab, y lab is the axis level, x lim, y lim is the range value between for x and y, type is type of plot, LTY is the type of lines, which line you have to consider, PCH is the plot symbol, CX is the scale factor, COL is the color of the point or line, whatever you try to draw. So just like this, if we plot something, so you have to, here this is the comment for plotting. So you're writing here main is FDP, there's a title, type is B. So what is the meaning of B? LTY is line type is 2. Plot symbol is 8. But what is the meaning of this? First, remember this slide. These are the plot types. P denotes point, L denotes line, B denotes both, S denotes steps, H denotes vertical line, N denotes nothing. These are the line types. One means your line comes like this. For 2, it is this line. For 3 is the dotted line. For 4 is the segment and dot. For 5, this is the line. For 6, this is the line. So when we talking about the type B, so type B means both points and line. When you're talking about LTY is 2, line type 2, that means we are considering this line. And what is the PCH? Plot symbol. This is the plot symbols. These all are there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to remember this. So if you write, here I am writing 8. 8 means we are considering this star. So one may willing for diamond shape. So write 9. For this shape, you write 11. For percentage, you just percentage. For plus, sign is plus. For this type of triangle, is 25. For this type of triangle is 24. So now, we try to draw something. And for this, consider the data cards. You just write data cards. It is the inbuilt data in R. You just write data cards. Next is, what is the structure of this card? First is structure. Only two variables is there. See, this is data frame, 50 observations of two variables. What are the two observations? One is speed, that is numeric. Another is distance, that is also numeric. You can see the head of cards. See, the first 6 observations, speed and distance. So you already know, this is a repetition of the yesterday's class. So when we do with the unknown data set, we first try to know the structure of the data set. Is it in data frame or not? Then we see the data points, how the data point looks like. Now, what we actually willing to do here? To draw the plot. Plot of what? Actually, here I am considering the another data set, cards 93. Cards 93. This is not in the art data set. So, all. See the difference first. When you write only cards, this is the inbuilt data. So no need to recall any library. But if we use the dataset named cards 93, this dataset belongs to the package mass. So that's why we call this library mass. So if you call this library mass, it does not come. That means you have to install this package. So first call this library mass and then call data cards 93. Then see the structure. Cards 93. C is uppercase.
স্যার এই জায়গাটা একটু রিপিট করবেন লাইব্রেরি থেকে?
We just call this library mass. All of you write library. The name of the library is mass. MASS.
স্যার আমরা বুঝবো কি করে যে কোন মানে প্যাকেজের আন্ডারে কি আছে?
Very good question. Very good question. That's why there is a need for practice. You are starting only for the second day. So for second day, it is not possible to know the names of all library and to remember. But when you practice, then automatically remember the name of the library and which dataset is available in which library.
আচ্ছা।
Initially, I was in a fumble. Which datasets come from which library? But now it is okay for me. Not for all packages, for some packages. Why? Because I am teaching every day. That's why it is possible for me to recall. But for your case, you don't recall. You have to remember this first. First, that's why you have to generate a script and remember this. You read the script. So for library mask, there is a dataset cards. And if you search in Google about the mask library, then you will get the all information about mask.
Okay, sir.
So all of you run this library mask. No problem.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Data
sir.
is cars.
Yes, sir.
Cars 93. And what is the structure? See, 1 second it is data frame. So one point you remember, in R, in maximum case, whatever may be the data form, you make it data frame. This is the inbuilt R. I will show you when we doing our own data. When we deal with our own data, generally we input our data in Excel. So when we import the Excel file in R and check the structure, if it is not data frame, we have to make this as data frame. The entire data. And see what are the, this is the manufacturer, this is a factor variable which labels this. Model once again is a factor variable which labels this. Type is also a factor variable. But minimum price, maximum price, MPG highway, MPG in city, airbags, factor. Once again, in this sign is numeric. Horsepower is integer. That is numeric and integer. Only integer. So these all are the structure of the data. And how many observations? 93 observations of 27 variables. So if you willing to view this, the option comment is view. That's 93. To view this, so this is the data. Total 27 variables and clear. So what are the names of the variables? Names. That's 93. See, this is the variable names. Now suppose you want to, and you know the structure. So suppose length is integer variable, and you try to find out any statistical measure for length. Suppose you willing to find out the mean of length. Just I'm writing mean length. Mean length, right? And see what is the error? Mean length, object length is not found. Object length is not found. But in your data length is there. But when you write this command, minimum length, and returns the error, mean length, object length is not found. Why this? Because R is reading this data, but R is not recognizing length, although it is in the dataset cars 93. For this error, how you overcome? Two ways. One is you can write like this: mean cars 93 dollar length. That means we are specifying length from this data set. We are trying to calculate the mean of length variable of which data set? Cars 93 data set. So if we run this, this is the value. Or another way is,
Sir, why did that error come in mean length?
another is you can, after importing the data, opening the data, attach the data set. and you run min. After attaching, it gives you the result. So as long as you attach your data set, you have to write either this way, cars $93 length. Or if you attach the data set, then you can automatically simply run mean of anything. Suppose mean of any other variable is weight, suppose. Mean of weight. Why? Because we are attaching this. So in the initially, when first task is call the library, call the data, then see the structure. You, if you wish to view, you know the names of the variables, then attach data. And after attaching data, you can find any statistical measure of the variables in the data set. Or if you don't willing to attach the data, then you have to write this way, cost $93 length. Once you attach this, you don't need to write this. So now you try to draw something. You try to plot the price of car 93 dataset. So if we draw this, since we attach this, removing this comment, only price, and run this. And see, this is the plot. If you click on zoom, this is the plot. We are using this sign. So if you change this sign, suppose one is willing for 24. Type is suppose 1. Run. This is the diagram. See, sign changes.
So what is FDP?
FDP is the title of this.
Acha.
Sir, how do we choose the variables which we need to plot?
How?
Do we choose the variables which we are going to plot?
That is entirely your domain knowledge. If you working with price elasticity of demand, then what is your variable? Price and quantity.
I mean, sir, how do we input in the R script? You considered price and what is the other variable?
You know the variables. Here are the all variable names. I am considering the price.
Price with respect to?
Only price. Bivariate case, not the multivariate case. Univariate case, not the bivariate case.
Okay, got it.
Only the price. Only the price.
Yeah. Sure.
Only the price.
Got it.
Not else.
Sir, can you explain the plot function once more?
What is your problem?
Sir, I actually missed out because of a small network problem. So can you just tell me what actually you did once more? Just the plot function part.
You just follow. So automatically you know. This is the initial graph. Don't worry. I will show you everything. So this plot is a, once again I repeat, this is a base function. So what are the arguments? First the variable. Then this is main means what is the heading of your title. I am writing here FDP. Type already I mentioned. What are the types? I will give you this slide and you just remember these points or lines or this when draw your graph. A simple graph. Next is how we draw the bar plot. And for bar plot,
Sir, I have a doubt.
yes.
So can you please show the RStudio slide so that I can tell that?
Yeah.
So the line which you have written in 48,
Yeah.
mean cars 93, then length. Sir, is there any rule that first we have to write cars 93, then length? Can we write length
This
and
is
then
the this is the rule. This is the rule. If you don't use this comment attach 52 line 52, if you first use attached and the dataset name, then you can directly write the variable name. Otherwise, you have to write this. This is the dataset name. This is the argument mentioning length of dataset cars 93. Length may be in other dataset. How can R recognize? That's why you have to recognize this the length from cars 93 dataset. But if we attach this dataset, it's automatically recognized that you are finding weight, mean of weight from which dataset? From cars 93 dataset. This is the philosophy.
Okay, sir, but by mistake, I have written once that length and then cars 93. So they are showing the output of 27. How does this come?
They are showing
The mean as 27.
mean as 27.
Yes, sir. How does this come?
Is there any variable cars 93?
Sir, I have written mean first bracket length, then within another first bracket cars 93, and I have run the program, and now they are showing 27.
I don't know how it comes. You just erase your this part. You just erase this and run this. You see, it don't come.
Yes, sir. For next, I have done what you have done, but first by mistake I have written that one. That's why I
That's
was
why
asking.
in global development there is all the data is there, and she's recognize some data and give you the output.
Okay, sir.
That's why the steps is always you attach your data. This is the most vital step. So always attach. Always use attach command, attach code. Always use attach code after entering the data. So once you write the attach code, then you really do anything. Don't write everything cost $93 this or cars dollar speed. Don't need to write this. So when you write this, automatically you can do this. The next is bar diagram. So for which data we can draw a bar diagram? Can anyone please? For which type of data we can use bar diagram? Can you
Sir,
read?
for discontinuous data set.
Which?
Sir, discontinuous data set.
What is discontinuous data?
Sir, say for if we are plotting the sales. Yeah, discrete. Yes, sir. Sir, say we are plotting the sales like 1980 we have a sale value, 1981 we have another sale value. So in between values are not known. So a bar diagram is helpful in that case.
So which type of data is this?
Discrete data plot or a discontinuous data plot?
Not discontinuous. Not use the term discontinuous, it is discrete.
Sure, sir. Okay.
Yeah, discrete. Actually, there are 4 types of measurement scale. So the scales are basically one is called as matrix scale and another is non-matrix scale. Here, one is matrix and another is non-matrix scale. So basically the matrix scale data are the continuous data or the scale data in statistics, and the non-matrix data are not scale data. So what is the difference between scale and non-scale? So when we collect the data, we are using different scales of measurement. Some is interval scale, some is ratio scale, some is ordinal scale, some is nominal scale. So if you start from nominal scale, that means nominal scale is nothing but a scale to for identification rather. So when we suppose CR7 or ML10, these are the identification. This is CR7 Ronaldo, ML10 Messi. So this is, if we identify like this, that is actually the measurement of nominal scale. We don't add them, we don't subtract them, we don't multiply them. So this is the concept of nominal scale. And what is ordinal scale? Ordinal scale is little better than nominal scale. So there is an ordinal ranking. You all know from utility theory There is the ordinal preference. What is mean of ordinal preference? Ordinal ranking. So in a competition or 100-meter race, just like Olympic, so one is first, one is second, one is third. So this is the ordinal ranking. One maybe rank them, the last one is the first, before last the next one, next is second, the next is third. So this is the order. There is the order. So the scale is known as ordinal scale. And both nominal and ordinal scale data actually are discrete data. We cannot make it continuous. Whereas the data which is measured in scale, that is either in interval scale or in ratio scale, that is actually our continuous data. So for the variable which is measured in nominal scale or ordinal scale, we can use bar diagram or pie diagram. And for continuous, that is for matrix data, we use histogram or box plot or density plot. But for basically we define like this categorical data. So categorical data means is measured either in ordinal scale or in nominal scale. So in case of categorical data, we generally use bar plot or pie diagram. For continuous variable, for continuous case, we cannot use bar or pie. So remember this thing. So when you try to draw something, represent something, please see the nature of the variable. If the nature of the variable is categorical, that is measured either in nominal scale or ordinal scale, that is we have to represent by bar plot or pie diagram or bar diagram. Bar may be multiple bar, column bar, row bar, whatever may be the bar, but the representation must be these two. But if the data is measured in scale, that is metric data, then we use histogram or density plot or box plot. So basically bar plot is used to represent the categorical data, variable with measure in categorical data. In R, generally data is like this. If we view this, you see this is the data. What is the type? This is the type. So this one. So in R, what is factor? See, this is the factor. Factor means this is the categorical data. That's why it treats that factor. When is numerical, that is the this is measured in a scale, either in interval scale or in a ratio scale. Once again, see airbags. This is the categorical data. Type train. This is also categorical data. So we can draw bar plot for type or model or manufacturer, but not for price, not for maximum price, not for mile in city or in highway, not this. We are able to draw for type, for model. So now here we try to draw a bar plot for type. And for this, we have to use this command, table cars $93 type. Why? Because we first make it stable. That is, tables means frequency table. Tables means frequency tables. What are the number of small? What is the number of mid size? What is the compact? We have to first find this. So that's why the table command is there. So if we initially write the table command, sorry. If we run this, so this is the table meaning. So that means the frequency of compact is 16, large is 11, mid size is 12, small is 21, sporty is 14, and van is 9. So you can use table command to find the frequency of the categorical variable. And when we draw this, we use the for bar plot, the command is bar plot under plot function. We draw this bar plot. AB star 93 type. Here we fix y limit is 0 to 25. Why? Because highest is 22. That's why we fix the limit. X level is type, y level is frequency, axis is solid, and space is 0.05. And if you run this, see, this is the bar plot. Don't know if it runs or not. Color red is not found. Color is yellow. See, you can change the color. You see this?
স্যার এটার কোডটা একটু দেখাবেন?
I just write color is a code for color, and color is blues 9. I'm writing blue, but it gives me the
স্যার কালারটা লেখার কি কোনো প্যাটার্ন আছে?
no, only just COL equal to blues 9.
না মানে ব্লুজ লিখেছেন, এসটা কি দিতেই হবে বা এরকম কিছু ম্যাটার আছে?
Which one?
আপনি লিখেছেন কালার ইকুয়াল টু ব্লুজ 9, তো ইটস ব্লু তারপর এস 9, তো এরকম কোনো ম্যাটার আছে এখানে স্যার, যে এখানে যে ইয়েলো লিখতে হয়, ইয়েলোর পরে কোনো এস লিখতে হবে বা কিছু?
You just write yellow.
Yeah.
And the error is there. Yellow is not found. So that means the color is not yellow. Yellow is not found. So there is another color.
So does each color have its own code?
Own code, I think. Yellow is not found. And no code is given here. Under plot. Under other packages it is given.
Okay, sir.
Clear? How to draw the bar diagram?
স্যার কোডটা
for
একটু
yellow
দেখান।
is
কোডটা একটু দেখান।
প্রথম থেকে, হ্যাঁ প্রথম থেকে একটু।
This is the code. We just see from here. That is better. So all of you done this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
next code is
sir.
pie diagram. Just like the comment is pi. Pi, then table, cars 93 type. So we run this. See, this is the pie diagram. Clear? So how you save this? Copy to clipboard. So you can change the size of this diagram. Suppose you have to make it 500 width. Copy plot and paste in Word.
স্যার এটা কি করে করলেন আরেকবার দেখাবেন?
Sure. So this is the diagram. Yeah. For any plot, click on export, copy to clipboard. You change the height, width, everything. Suppose this is 400, 500. This is the diagram. Copy plot. Common word. Paste it. This is the diagram. You can directly paste in PPT or whatever you wish. Next is histogram. How to write histogram? The command is hist. And for this, you require the continuous variable, that is a scale data. Here you considering the price. The X level is price. Limit is 0 to 70. The title of the diagram is prices of 93 model of 1993 cars, and probability is true. So if you draw this, this is the histogram. The command is this hist. Hist is the function name for histogram. Cars $93 price, X level price, see this is the pay. If you write only this, you just erase this, only price. Its limit is 0 to 70. Main is the heading prices of 93 models of 1993 cars. Probability is true. And here, this is measuring the density, not the frequency. Remember one thing, here is measuring the density, not the frequencies. The density is given here. So if you zoom this is the histogram. And clearly this is a diagram of positively skewed, not in normal shape. This is positively skewed diagram. I'm not going details of statistics right now. Just see this first. So all of you able to draw the histogram?
So what does the last line probability
স্যার
equal to?
কোডটা দেখান আরেকবার।
This is the code. East car $93 price. X level is price. X limit is 0.70. Main prices of 93 model of 1993 cars. Probability is true. And one question is why probability is true. Probability is true. Why it is? I am discussing when we discuss the entire statistical part. I will discuss, but not today. And
Okay,
one
so
thing you just remember, here we measuring density. When you draw your histogram, we are measuring frequency, but here we measuring density. So there is a difference between frequency and density, and that is the concept of probability true. I will discuss. When you're talking about the normality, I will discuss. Today only just learn the steps, how to draw the diagrams. So you already draw. One is the line diagram, simple line diagram, bar plot, pie diagram, and box diagram. Sorry, histogram. And basically, histogram is used for which purpose? This is actually used to check the normality of our data. So after inspecting the histogram, we can infer is our data following normality or not. And clearly from this data, this is not a bell-shaped curve. From this data, it can be concluded this is a positively skewed data, not a normal, exactly normal curve. This is the curve of positively skewed. Right? So next is box plot. Simple command, box plot, and of which of the continuous variable price. Box plot, price. This is the box plot. Do you know what is box plot? Any one of you? What is the interpretation of this diagram?
it shows the outliers and where most of the data has been. We are seeing the data or observing the data.
Repeat once again.
So as much as I know, it shows where the outliers are and shows where most of the data.
Where should be the outlier?
The
In this
outliers are
diagram?
at the extremes.
So what is the meaning of this thick box?
This box shows the place where most of the data is found, the range.
Any other? Anyone from here? Any other definition or? Any one of you? What is box diagram? So this is the diagram commonly used, named as box plot or box diagram. What it means? It means this is the value of median or second quartile. This is the value of first quartile. This is the value of third quartile. This is the maximum value. This is the minimum value. So this is actually gives us the 5-point summary diagram. And rightly pointed out, with this diagram, we can find out the outliers. So where should be the outliers? Up beyond this value, beyond this maximum. Suppose here, these values are outlier. Suppose points are here, these values are outlier. So there is a definite rule to detect outlier. Different methods are there, but By visual inspection, with the help of box diagram, we can easily show the infer that there must be outlier in our data. But rightly in our case, in this diagram, there is no outlier. And what it means? It means the 50% observation that is in between Q1 and Q3 is this. And these are the observation. These are the observation that is 50% from the definition of median. And this is the another 50%. And see, the gap, this gap is less than this gap. So clearly, the 50% value above the median takes more place. More space is there. But the values below the median is the space taken is less than the this region. So clearly, this is not a normal like situation. There must be a skew. And clearly from histogram, it is clear this is a positively skewed data. So using histogram, we can also conclude about the normality of the data. Is the data skewed or not? By using this gap. If the gap is more or less same in between minimum value and Q2 and maximum value and Q2, then it can be concluded that the data follows normality or data have some normality. And it also gives us the 5-point summary of our data. So what is the Q1 value? This is the Q1 value. So 25% observation is here. Another 25% is here. Another 25% is here. And another 25% is here. So this is the meaning of this box plot. All of you got my points?
So how do we know it's a positively skewed box plot or a negatively skewed box plot?
If upper gap is higher than the lower gap, then there is an indication of positively skewed. And if the upper gap, this gap is less than this gap, then there is an indication of negatively skewed.
Okay, sir.
This gives you an idea, but positively skewed or negatively skewed, you know directly from histogram. And this diagram is basically used for detecting the outlier. So the points above this line, maximum point, and above this minimum point is the outliers. And if your data set have some outliers, it clearly indicates that by these points, this type of points. So up to this, it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now import these two library. Library TIDYR, TIDR, and library ggplot2. Library TIDYR, TIDR. Library TIDR, TYDYR, and library ggplot2. This ggplot2 is known as grammar of graphics. And this is a very good package for diagram. Up to this, we are using the base function, base plot function. Now we are using another package, the libraries. And ggplot2 is the name of the package. So you have to install this first using install.packages command, library ggplot2 and TIDYR. Then you call library TYDYR and TIDR and ggplot2. First you install this and then you call the library. I'm giving this the name of the libraries in chat box.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, is it possible for you to share the script in the WhatsApp group? Like you said that the script can be shared. So it will be very helpful.
Why are you willing for the script?
Sir, for the commands.
After completing the class, you will able to write your own script. Don't worry. You're already writing your own script. I am not writing your machine. You're already writing your own script. So automatically after the completion of the class, you will able to write script. Don't worry. I will give you the library names in chat box. You just install this and all your libraries. TidyOR and ggplot2. TidyR and ggplot2.
Sir, I have a error message. Says that package TDR is in use and will not be installed.
It's not be?
And will not be installed.
You just call the library. Is there any error?
I did, sir, and then nothing is happening as such.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure, sir. Yes, sir.
That idea is running. No problem. It's okay.
Thank you. Yes.
So all of you done this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you will able how to install and how to call packages. Now it is okay to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So,
First call this. If it is not there, install it and then call it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now call this data iris, IRIS, and then attach iris. These two lines, 62 and 63. Data is iris and then attach iris. Why we attaching? Because we are not willing to write every time the name of data set and dollar sign. That's why we are using iris. And if you go to the YouTube videos regarding R, lots of videos of with iris dataset. This is basically a dataset of flowers, iris flowers. Different flowers are there. These are the flower names. Setosa, versicolor, virginica, these are the color names.
Sir, please show the lines once again, 60 and 61.
Just a minute. Just a minute, please.
Yes.
Right. Just see. This is the description of the dataset. It's a famous dataset. And lots of examples can be possible with this dataset. You can use this for any kind of statistical analysis. Very beautiful dataset. And it was published in 1936. The use of multiple measurements of taxonomic problems as an example of linear discriminant analysis. This dataset is called as Anderson iris dataset. These are the three flowers: Iris setosa, versicolor, and Iris virginica. And they are working with these three flowers. And the data consists of 50 observations of each sample: 50 for this, 50 for this, and 50 for this. This is the data. So you just call this data iris and attach iris, right? Now,
Sir, I tried doing attaching the iris, but it's showing me an error. File iris is not found.
you call your data iris first.
Data iris I have written. Then when I did
Run this.
I have run that. Then after that attach iris, when I am writing error in attach iris, file iris not found.
So you just take your spelling.
Oh, okay.
When these types of error comes, please check, go to your command if there is a spelling difference or not.
Okay, it's done.
Right. Now write this line number 64. Here we make another vector using by coding Cetosa as 1, versicolor as 2, and virginica as 3, and name this as shape map. If you view the data, this is the data: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and this is the species, right? So first we write this shape map. This is a categorical variable. We make this 1, 2, and 3, and then draw the diagram. In this case, the bivariate, petal length and petal width. So relationship between these two. And PCH here, the shape map of which of species. So if we run this, object species is not found. Random species there. BD2 is not found. not found. ডেটাটাকে চালিয়েছি, ডেটাটাকে চালাই। This is the picture. For three category, these are the three different signs. This is one category, this is another category, this is another category. The relation between petal width and petal length. This is the, if we write this command, only PCH is 4, then
Sir,
this
I
is the
got cross only.
all are crosses. But when we write this command, statement specifies, that means we are defining here. Situate is 1, versicolor is 2, virginica is 3. So with respect to these 3, different shapes appears. If we run this is the diagram. 3 different shapes. Three different shapes are there. Clear up to this?
স্যার এটা একবার দেখান কমেন্টটা। আরে
Comment is this. Line 66 to 70.
Sir, what is that symbol in between petal length and petal width?
Tilde. Just like below the escape button.
Oh yes, below the escape. Sir, basically by this code, what do we get exactly? I didn't get this.
Repeat once again.
Sir, by line number 66 to 70, what exactly do we generate?
We try to generate the relationship between petal width and petal length for the 3 category.
Okay, so the different symbols imply the different
symbols imply the different categories.
Yes, got it.
Suppose you are doing with work in different shares. High risk share, low risk shares, moderate risk share. So your high risk is 1, moderate is 2, this is 3. And we are try to draw the diagram between return and risks. So plot return and risks with respect to these 3 type of share. So this give you a diagram like this.
Yes. Got it.
Sir, I got only 2 types of symbols.
You write this, then you get 3 types of symbols. For 3 category, or definitely you get 3 types of symbols. Here. So under ggplot library, there is a function qplot. What is the meaning of qplot? This quick plot. It quickly plots the relation between petal width, petal length from the iris dataset. I just run this and then I will show you what is the difference. See? So what is the difference between these two? Nothing. This is the diagram. Distinguishes three species on the basis of paddle width and paddle length. This is the same diagram. The same diagram. Paddle width and paddle length. But we are making this with the help of ggplot2 library. And that's why this package is a very commonly used package for visualization. It gives you the different color for different species. And see which one is easier to explain, this one or this one. This one is not easy to explain, but this one is easy to explain. Different color is given to different species. That's why in maximum time we are using ggplot2 for visualization purpose or diagram purpose. It's a very good package. Next, another is if we write this command ggplot of which iris data, this is the code, another function geom point. Geom point means which one is x-axis and which one your y-axis. And what is the color? Color is we are mentioning here red. So if we run this, see here there is no distinction. All the points are here. So what is the difference between this one and fuel plot and this diagram? Here we are giving color to different species, but here you are not giving color to the different species. If all species have same color, same red. From this diagram you cannot distinguish which species is here, which species is there. But from this diagram it is clearly distinguishable that these all are the Cetuisa, these all are the versicolor, these all are the Virginica. Right?
Yes.
So can you show the code once more?
This is the code.
স্যার যখন আমি মানে রেড লিখলাম তো ওখানে মানে আপনার যেরকম রেড গ্রিন ব্লু এসছে আমার সেটা
No,
রেড
this diagram is for this code, qplot code. For this code. And for this code, this is the diagram.
Okay.
Now see this code. I first run, then I explain. See, this is the code. What it means? It gives what's Cetuisa, versicolor, and virginica. Three different species. These are the variables: sepal width, sepal length, petal length, and this is just like a box diagram. So for these variable, these are the values. These are the extreme values, outlier values. For these variable, these are the values. This is the outlier value. For this variable, this is the outlier value. So with this diagram, you can compare all three categories with respect to these four variables. You can easily compare this. All these variables, all four variables, and these all are the categories. So for each category, you can compare among all four variables. Say for simple width, these are the comparison between these three. For simple length, these are the comparison. These diagrams. So clearly this is higher, simple length. This is the less than this, but greater than this. And this is the lower one. So for simple length, Virginica is higher than versicolor, and versicolor is higher than Cetuisa. So automatically median value is higher. Similarly for petal width, this is there. For versicolor, here is the point, median value, and this is here. So automatically Cetuisa is less than these two. Similarly for this part, petal width, length also less than these two. But in case of simple width, it is greater than these two. So except these all three, only for simple width, Cetuisa is higher than these two category. These two spaces, particular spaces. So how we write this code? This is the code.
স্যার একবার এখানে আপনি করলেন না তিনটে আলাদা কালার দিয়ে ওটাকে ডেসক্রাইব, ওই জায়গাটা কোডটা একবার দেখাবেন স্যার?
Simple code, q plot, petal variable name, color of equal to spaces, data equal to IDs. You have to specify spaces mean the categorical variable.
Okay.
Let's see. Not same length. City errors occur. So it is errors. See, there is a missing value type and price. See this.
স্যার আমরা যেরকম জিজি প্লটটা যেরকম লাইব্রেরি থেকে কল করেছিলাম ওরকমই কি আবার জি প্লটটাকেও লাইব্রেরি থেকে কল করব?
Yes. Oh, type size is not same. That's why it's not giving this diagram. Model. Same. Not working because the length is not same.
There is showing that there is no package called gplot. Then
not gplot, ggplot 2.
No.
Library name is ggplot 2.
Oh, okay.
Sir, can you one show the code for box plot, the three variable box plot?
Definitely, I will show you. This is the code. Here we use the another function gather. This is the main argument. We are gathering the measurement means all measurement variables. Value of what species is. And then we ggplot in x-axis species and y-axis value. plus geom box plot. কি করছি? We are using here box plot. If you change this box plot, you can run histogram, HIST geom hist. Let's see. Geom histogram. And if you run this, what is the error occurring here? Geom line because the following missing aesthetic. All of you watching this error comes. Why this error comes? Don't worry about this. Why this error comes? Because we try to draw the histogram of which of measurement of values with respect to different species. You just see. In every case, they try to, if I zoom is clear, there no diagram is there. So they try to draw something, but not able. That's why this error. Why is making this error? This is the error code. Geomline requires the following missing aesthetics. Y-intercept. So you have to make the Y-intercept. Otherwise, you cannot make this. So according to your data, you cannot make any Y-intercept. So it is not possible to draw histogram for this data. Species wise.
Sir, is this due to the choice of categorical variables?
Yeah. That's why box plot is there. Only box plot is there.
Yes, sir.
So the next is scatter diagram. So you can directly write this. Already we know how to draw the scatter diagram, petal width, petal length. Similarly for cars 93 dataset. This is the code. Plot, name two variable names, X level, Y level, and color is red. Or for scatter smooth, another comment is scatter smooth. Two variable name, X level, Y level, and color is here blue. In first case, if we run this is the scatter diagram in between horsepower and price. All is red. Why you are mentioning the color red and using the package ggplot. For the second one, is the scatter smooth option. So this gives you the line trend. So this is not a linear trend. Slightly non-linear trend is there in between price and horsepower. So what is without the line, repeated line, there is only scatter diagram. Simple plot. So when we try to find out the repeated line, then we have to use the comment scatter dot smooth. So is it okay to you?
Yes.
Now suppose there are three variables. There are three variables. We are considering one is price, another is horsepower, another is mpg per city, mpg.ct. So for these three variable, how would draw the scatter diagram or the scatter matrix? In that case, we are defining cars $93 price as X, horsepower as Y, and mpg city as Z. And then make a data frame with this XYZ. In this way, you can make a subset, simply make a subset without using any package or anything. Suppose in your dataset 27 or 29 variables is there, but your record variable is only 2 or 3. You just define them like this and create another data frame. And with this data frame, you do your analysis. Left all other variables. This is the only another one way to making a subset. So if we run this, first we defining price as X, horsepower as Y, mpg.ct as Z, and make a data frame A. This is the data frame. You just see, this is the data frame XYZ. You know how to rename this, so you can rename all these three variables after making this data frame. X as this, Y as this, Z as this. You can be able. I show you this. And here is a command pairs A. If we done this, so this is the scatter matrix. Oh, so this is the scatter matrix in between three variables. If you have 4, 5, 6 variables, you make the data frame and use the command pairs A. A means the data frame.
So, sir, it takes all the ordered pairs X, Y, Y, Z like that.
Yeah, X, Y, Z, W, whatever be the. This is called the statistics. It is termed as scattered matrix. So here is X, Y, Z. So this is the relation between X, Y. This is the relation between X, Z. Similarly, these two diagram is same. This is the X with Y. This is Z with Y. This is X, Z. This is Y, Z. Yeah. So this is the scatter matrix.
Yes. Sir, please show the code once.
So it is okay to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I will give you the all codes that I show to you in WhatsApp. I will also give you the assignment. Tomorrow is a holiday or break day. We'll meet again on Thursday. So tomorrow we will just try to practice. Here. So I will give you the all codes and the necessary assignment in WhatsApp group, so that you can know. Samrat, today there is no quiz. With
Okay, sir.
graph there is no quiz is possible. That's why the assignment.
স্যার
Yes.
স্যার বলছি যে আমার ওই প্যাকেজগুলো আমার লাইব্রেরি থেকে ইনস্টল হয়েছে, কিন্তু আমাকে তারপরে
Just a minute.
ওয়ার্নিং
Just a minute, Ranuksha. Bappa, please you just stop recording. Is Bappa is here?